RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly top 10 list of everything and anything. Great personality profiles, NFL predictions, and a whole lot more. RVBN, Berwick, Massachusetts. Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Monday, October 17, 2016, around 7:03 in the morning, Berwick, Massachusetts. It's going to be a sunny day out today, highs in the mid-70s. Great Indian summer weather. Some news to report from the RVBN Newswire. The LA Dodgers beat the Chicago Cubs by a score of 1-0 to even the National League Championship Series at one game apiece. The series goes back to LA for games 3, 4, and 5. You can catch those games on FS1 with Joe Buck and John Smoltz and Ken Rosenthal calling the action. The American League Championship Series continues today. It's Game 3 at Rogers Center between Toronto Blue Jays and Cleveland Indians. Ernie Johnson, Ron Darling, and Cal Ripken Jr., Sam Ryan, and Matt Weiner's going to be calling the action at 8 p.m. Also, it's Happy National Edge Day, and it's Happy National Pasta Day. And that's about it on the RVBN Newswire. I'll be back in a flash with my first video blog subject of the day, the personality profile. Get out! Last week, no bars. You're so sweet. Go find something to do. The more, the merrier. You got no chance in hell. I know. Wanna put a wager on that, Richie? Famous quotes only on RVBN. I'm back. My first video blog subject of the day is about the late great Baseball Hall of Fame announcer Bob Murphy. Bob Murphy was known for being the New York Mets play-by-play announcer on TV and radio for over 40 years before he passed away in 2004. Bob was born and he grew up in Oklahoma. He was a big sports fan as a youngster, watching baseball games and Oklahoma football. Bob started his career in the minor leagues with Muscatoon, which Reds in the 1940s. That was a minor league baseball team. He called it for a few years. Then Bob called Oklahoma football games on the radio for several years in the 1950s. He called the games during the amazing 47-game winning streak back in the 1950s. And also, Bob called minor league hockey games in Oklahoma for minor league hockey teams. He got called up to the major leagues to play-by-play from 1954 through 1959. Bob was a radio announcer for the Boston Red Sox. He teamed with Kirk Gowdy, and for 2 years, in 1960 and 1961, Bob was the Orioles play-by-play announcer on the radio. In 1962, Bob moved to New York, and he first called New York Jets games on the radio. In the 60s, they were then known as the New York Titans, and he did several college football games and bowl games on the radio. But his most famous role was being the play-by-play announcer of the New York Mets from 1962 through 2003. His original partners were Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. They were together for 17 years on both television and radio. They would usually swap roles on WOR TV and then on the radio for many, many years. From 1962 through 1978, they were like the main team for New York Mets games on both TV and radio. But eventually, they stopped doing that practice, and Bob continued to do did continuous shuffle around between TV and radio for the Mets into 1982, when Bob strictly became a radio announcer. And his radio partners over the years included Gary Thorne and Gary Cohn. And Bob had a great style of announcing and real popular in New York City. In 1973, Bob hosted Bowling for Dollars, which was a game show on local WOR television. It was similar to Jackpot Bowling and Candlepins for Cash. And Bob continued to do work for the Mets for years, even though he was getting up there in age, and plus he had a lot of health problems. He was like a lifelong smoker. He developed a lot of like bronchitis and COPD, and in the late 1990s he really had to cut back on his schedule because he was having a hard time talking. And in the early 2000s, Bob was diagnosed with cancer, and he retired at the end of the 2003 Major League Baseball season, and he passed away in 2004 due to complications of lung cancer. Bob is in many Hall of Fames, including the New York Mets Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame, and the Sportscasters and Sports Writers Hall of Fame. And Bob probably was one of the greatest sports announcers in New York City history. And that's about it on Bob Murphy. Tomorrow's personality profile will be about one of Bob's former partners on TV and radio, Ralph Kiner, who's a Baseball Hall of Famer. Be back a little later on with 2 more video blogs. One will be about NHL on the Fly on NHL Network, and the third and final video blog of the night will be about the top 100 greatest blondes of all time, the final installment from number 10 through number 1. And spoiler alert, Julie Broughton is in the top 10. Where's she going to be ranked? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She could be ranked between number 10 and number 1. I'm not saying keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Broughton guy. Molly Roseblood of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hatzo, so stunning, she's the best. A.B. Sweezy's awesome Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 New York's such a rocking cool guy. She got the best legs in New York City, and Papa Goes of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent. And in the words of Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Famer, and business is about to pick up by now.